What's up, guys? Update. I haven't been on here a lot, kind of been avoiding social media and shit. I'll try to keep it brief. I don't want to go into too much detail or anything. Pretty much, long story short, one, I got diagnosed with POTS, which is this blood circulation disease, autoimmune disease. Pretty much means that my blood like pools to my legs and it doesn't really get up to my head, which makes me lightheaded and causes like memory loss, a lot of brain fog. It also causes things like anxiety and stuff like that because you have heart palpitations and things like that. There's not really much I could do. There's like symptom relief stuff where, I have to increase my salt intake a lot so that the blood can, start flowing. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, that's great. Like, you can eat a bunch of chips and stuff. But, I mean, the amount of salt that you have to eat is kind of crazy. They do have, like, salt pills, but sometimes those can make you feel like shit. Constant fatigue. There's a lot of these things that you can look it up. Again, I don't want to go into too much detail about it, spare you with that. It's just, yeah, it's a fucked up thing, and it sucks a lot. Not a lot of people know about these autoimmune diseases, and they affect a bunch of people. And it took me endless doctors that I would constantly be going to, never ending, fucking never ending. And I finally did something that's called a tilt test. And what they do is they lay you flat for about 10 minutes, and then what they do is you're strapped in, and then they raise you up so that you're fully standing up, but you're not using any of your muscles or anything, so it just picks you up like that. And they pretty much want to get you to the point of fainting without fainting. And within a minute they had to already bring me down, and they saw what they needed to see. Your pulse rate goes up, your blood pressure, I think it drops, and there's a bunch of things that that they saw there. It was really intense, which was crazy. But you don't realize that even standing up, like, you're using your legs to pump blood. So a lot of times when I'm feeling like lightheaded, if I just get up from laying down, like, I'll see stars and things like that. And a lot of people, that's normal. But like, it's severe. It's like always feeling like you're about to pass out. Yeah, and it's all day thing. At first, when I got diagnosed, it was kind of nice to have an answer, but then I also got really kind of depressed about it because there wasn't much that I could do for it. I was hoping that there would just be some kind of magic pill that could take it away. I mean, I guess I've been hoping for that for a lot of things, but that wasn't the case. And there's things that can help it. I'm on beta blockers and stuff, which help with the palpitations. Sometimes anti-anxiety, antidepressant medications, just to kind of chill you out because you're constantly feeling like shit. Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense, especially with like the memory loss. There's been things that I don't really say too often. There's a lot of times one of my biggest struggles is memorizing my songs and stuff. And I'd love to do more things where you throw out a request and, oh yeah, I know this song and I know this or whatever. And it's so difficult. It takes me a very long time to memorize these songs, and it's not. It sounds normal, like I'm sure everybody's saying like, oh yeah, well, it would take me a long time too, but it's different. It's been a huge problem to me, and my memory in general has just been fucking horrible. And I was always thinking, what the hell is going on? I've had this constant depersonalization, pretty much of just disassociating from yourself, and you look like you're almost looking at yourself as a movie, like you're not here, but you're seeing somebody else control your body. And there's been all these things going on for so long that I've kept quiet, and I didn't really know who to talk to about or what to say. Still going to endless doctors to find out more about what's going on, get more answers, see what can happen. On top of that, I also tried to wean off of a medication that I was on. I'm not going to name the medication because some of them work for some people, some of them don't. But obviously, if you guys have heard my music, I have a lot of mental health issues, and I was on an anti-anxiety slash antidepressant. I've been on one for about 12 years. And it's helped. There's been some times I've had to change things, I've had to do whatever, but it's always helped. At one point, I was feeling really good, and I decided I'm gonna try to get off of it, see what it's actually doing. Also, kind of makes me, I wanted to know exactly what it was doing for me and what it wasn't. Maybe it was causing more brain fog. Maybe it was, I didn't know. So I just wanted to try. I did it very, very slowly. I weaned off exactly how you're supposed to, even slower than you're supposed to. I mean, I made sure to do it very safe because that could be a dangerous thing. As I did that, it came to about and this has happened before, but it got to about like the fifth, sixth day, and the withdrawal symptoms were so bad, and it threw me into a very, very bad downward spiral. I'm thinking crazy. I'm having all these kind of weird sensations. It's completely stopped me from doing anything. I don't know how much of that was withdrawal and how much of that was because the med was helping, or I don't really know exactly where that came from, but I just knew at that time I had to get back on them, and it was not the time for me to get off of them for whatever reason. Again, I felt really down on myself. I felt like I failed since I didn't go through with it. For the most part, I tried. Gotta pat myself on the back, I guess, for that. But I just wanted to see what it was like. Maybe, again, it's that feeling of, am I gonna be on these forever? I don't know. But at this point, if it's gonna make me feel better, fine. Then what's fucked up too, if you know anything about these meds, when you start any of these, you can sometimes feel worse before you can feel better. So now I went back on the med because it was too much for me to handle. I was in a really dark place, so I had to get out of there. I had things to do. I had shows. I had stuff that I needed to do, and missing those was gonna send me even to a darker place, and that I didn't want to go to. So I went back on them, and then what's fucked up is since I wasn't on them for so long, I mean, I was down to taking these little tiny pieces and then taking pieces every other day. Now I'm going back to starting them again, and I'm getting all those feelings from starting up a med again. So now that's sending me into a whole other place. I couldn't leave the house for 2 weeks, again, and I was trying to force myself to doctor's appointments, trying to do anything that I could, but it was killing me. And I don't, social media doesn't affect me like everybody else. I just kind of, took a break just because I didn't want anybody to see, like, I didn't want to just post up me just being like, hey, here I am again, laying in bed, wishing that, I was fucking dead. Oh, wow, glad you guys could see me. And I did some, like, fucked up things. Like, I was looking to feel other pain other than what was going on in my head. I started to do things like I wanted to cause pain in other ways. Right away, for some reason, the first thing I decided to do was, as you can see, my ears are closed up now because I just pretty much tried to go a size up, but I just pushed it through, and I felt how much that it hurt, and I left them in for a few days because anytime my head was going crazy, my thoughts were going crazy, a bunch of these sensations going on from meds, from pots, from all this shit that's going on. I just needed, I don't know what it was. I needed to do some kind of physical pain so I knew where that pain was coming from. I left these in as they were just pulsating and they were hurting so bad, and I knew I was doing something bad to them. And then, so obviously they got infected, they got all fucked up, so, now they're just all healing. I can't really fit, like, anything in. It's, like, years and years of work. Shit's over. But it's just, like, there was a lot of fucked up things going on, and I didn't want to just document this shit on social media for everybody to see. And obviously here, like, I'm gonna let you guys know, and I feel like it was just time just to kind of let you guys what I've been going through. I'm not in any way healed and recovered from all this shit. It's gonna be something I gotta live with forever. I'm at least being able to leave the house again. I'm taking it very slow. I have jobs and shit that I'm trying to keep, at least pay some kind of bills, because unfortunately music isn't 100% gonna pay everything at the moment. It also doesn't help if I'm stuck in bed all day. It's hard for me to do anything. But yeah, so that's just, I don't know, it's just a little update. I just felt like getting on here, letting you guys know what's going on. I'll be good, whatever. Don't worry about any of this shit or whatever. I'm not telling you guys to, I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking for anything. It's what's going on. Hopefully it'll get better, and I'll catch you guys soon. Got a bunch of good stuff coming too, obviously more music and things like that. But yeah, so stay tuned.